Hi everyone! If you're looking for a new baking project, why not try making bagels at home? These lovely delights are so easy to make, and today I'm going to show you a very simple recipe on how to make them at home. They do take a little bit of time, but I feel time is what we have right now. And I'm topping them with everything bagel seasoning, but you can be as creative as you want with your toppings or leave them plain. So stay tuned and enjoy. So to start the bagels, what I have in my bowl of freestanding mixer is 250 grams of bread flour, 7 grams of fast action dried yeast, 5 grams of fine sea salt. And when you're pre-skilling, which what I'm doing right now, keep the yeast and salt separated for now, because even though they're both crucial ingredients, they don't really like each other. So the salt might kill the yeast if they hang around too closely. So keep them separated for now. And then 2 tablespoons or 30 grams of white sugar, caster sugar, granulated sugar. I do like a little bit of sweetness in my bagels. You could use honey as well. Or if I'm making something like a cinnamon raisin bagel, I would actually use brown sugar to add to the carameliness. But for now, just white sugar will be just fine. And this is the dry ingredients, and then we're going to add the wet ingredients. So the wet ingredients is also very simple, only 3 ingredients. First, an egg, and then I have 100 ml of warm water, and then to that I use warm water so that the yeast will be activated quickly. And then just a tablespoon of olive oil, just regular olive oil for now. And then with your dough hook, just kind of give it a stir around. And then use the mixer to mix it on medium speed, okay, for about 5 minutes. After mixing, the dough should be lovely and smooth. This actually took about 7 minutes. And one good way, a tip for you if you want to check if your dough is ready, is that you just take a little chunk, just tear it, and just stretch it gently with your fingers. If you can stretch it without breaking it, as you can see here, it becomes really thin, and this kind of say it's called the window pane method. So if you lift it up and you can see the lights going through it, this is all good because the gluten is formed and it's strong. And now we're just going to divide the dough into 6 equal pieces. So let me scale this. 444, so probably about 75 grams each. I like to be precise, so I use a kitchen scale. So get 75 grams. Now form each dough into a ball. Find it easier if you just kind of bring all the edges together first into the center. And then using the inside of your palm, kind of give it a gentle swirl. Keep rolling until you have a little dough. I'm going to do that to all 6. And this dough isn't sticky at all, so it's actually quite nice. You don't need additional flour. Plus 1. So the little rounds of dough, as you can see, I'm resting it on a baking sheet, and this morning I actually realized that I was on my last strip of baking parchment. So that's why I have some on parchment and then some on foil. I'm sorry about that. But I made little parchment square, and you'll see why. This will come in handy later. And I greased it a little bit with, I just sprayed some oil, and that's good. And now I'm going to cover it loosely with some plastic wrap. Yeah, very loosely, so it will have room to grow. I'm just gonna leave it on my kitchen counter here. It really depends how long, because it depends on how cold your kitchen is at the moment. My kitchen is pretty warm today, so I'm gonna start with 45 minutes and start from there. You don't really need this to be doubled in size, because bagels are not really an airy bread. It's quite dense and chewy, so I just want it to be 50 to 75% more in size from now. So yeah, I'll come back and check these in 45 minutes, and let's see if I need to give them more time. After about 45 minutes, the doughs are ready to be shaped into bagels. I just did one for a test, and it's definitely ready. So let me show you how I shape them. The easiest way for me is just to press through the center all the way and kind of like grip it, and then with your fingers really stretch them. And I do want them to be quite stretched, because we're gonna let them rest for a second time, so you don't want the holes to close. So just really stretch them and put it back in the parchment. It's okay if they're not perfect. Again, I find this is the easiest way. There is another way where people roll them into a strip and then put them together, but I find this is the easiest way. See, it starts to close up already, so just really stretch it. And then turn it as you stretch it as well. Okay, now cover this again with the plastic wrap loosely, and then let this rest for, I'll start with 20 minutes and see what it looks like. After 20 minutes, the bagels are ready for their bath. So what I have prepared right here is a pot of boiling water. Make sure it comes to like really frothing boil, and then reduce the heat a little bit to just like gentle boil. And then I'm going to add about a tablespoon of baking soda. Let's give it a stir. This is optional. You don't have to add baking soda if you don't want to, but this will just add to the shine of the bagels later. Although I am going to add an egg wash later, so if you don't have baking soda or you want to skip it, it's okay. Now it's time to boil the bagels. See, the parchment comes really handy because I can just lift it up and then I can drop it and then take it off. Okay, the bagels will expand a little bit, so just boil them 1 or 2 at a time, and then set the timer for 1 minute, and then after 1 minute you flip it and then boil for another 1 minute. You know this little parchment thing? I use the same method when I'm making donuts. It's very handy as well. So you can just lift up your donut and drop it into the frying oil. When the 1 minute's up on both sides, just lift them up with a slotted spoon and rest them on a baking tray. And then continue with the rest. So lift it up, just drop it into the water. Now this is what they look like after boiling. Don't freak out if at this stage they look sad and wrinkly. They meant to look like that. And they will puff up and become nice and smooth when it bakes. So right now what I'm doing is I have a beaten egg here. I'm gonna apply the glaze. I'll show you one and then I'll do the rest. So just brush the egg onto the bagel. And then I have my everything bagel mix here. I buy this, but you can definitely make your own and personalize it. I'll link a recipe in the description so you can make your own if you want. And then just grab the bagel and just dip it so you get all the toppings on top. That's one, and then do it to the rest. I've preheated my oven to 200 degrees centigrade and Celsius or 400 Fahrenheit, and then they just need to go in the oven, bake for 15 to 20 minutes. These bagels just came out from the oven. I ended up giving them 20 minutes in the oven, so now they're lovely and brown. Aren't they beautiful? And so give them rest just to cool down slightly, and then you can slice them, toast them, and apply any filling you like. I'm going to have cream cheese with mine for sure. So I toasted my bagels and I give them a generous spread of cream cheese, but do any toppings that you like. If you happen to have avocado, that would be really lovely. You know, avocado toast on bagels, and then with either poached egg or fried egg, I'm definitely into that. That's really good. And yeah, so that's it. Thank you so much for watching. In the meantime, please stay at home, stay safe, stay healthy. Until next time. Thank you guys. Bye.